I wasn't born rich. In fact, I grew up watching my mother argue with landlords over overdue rent, seeing my father break his back for bosses who never even remembered his name. I promised myself I'd never live like that. Never begging, never powerless. When money finally came into my life, it came like a storm. My first company took off faster than I could breathe. One deal led to another. Zeros began stacking in my bank account, and suddenly I wasn't the broke kid anymore. I was someone people noticed. But money wasn't enough. Not for me. I didn't want to be noticed. I wanted to be untouchable. The first taste of real power came at a charity gala. I wasn't supposed to be there. Those tickets cost more than my first car, but money had opened the door. I walked in wearing a tailored suit I could barely afford, and I'll never forget the moment a senator shook my hand and smiled at me like I mattered. Not because of who I was, but because of the check I had written. That's when I understood the secret. Influence is for sale, and I was finally rich enough to buy it. From then on, I played the game. A donation here, a favor there. I learned that one meeting in the right backroom could do more for my business than 10 years of hard work. Laws bent, contracts fell into my lap, and competitors crumbled before me. The media called me a genius entrepreneur. They said I was a visionary. I let them believe it. The truth? I was just pulling strings that were never meant to be touched. Felt intoxicating, like I was rewriting the rules of the world. But with every string I pulled, I tied another knot around myself. I remember one night, sitting alone in my penthouse. My phone was buzzing nonstop. Politicians needing funding, CEOs begging for alliances, lawyers making threats I could erase with a single transfer. I muted the phone and looked out over the city lights. For a moment, I felt like a god. Then my wife walked in. She looked at me, eyes filled with disappointment. "Do you even remember why you started all this?" she asked. Her voice cut deeper than any rival ever could. "You're not building freedom, you're building a cage." I brushed it off, but her words echoed louder with each deal I made. The breaking point came at a dinner, not in some restaurant, but inside a fortress-like mansion hidden on a hill, guarded by men with earpieces and cold eyes. Inside, everything was quiet. Too quiet. I sat across from three men whose faces I had only ever seen in headlines. Their wealth made mine look like pocket change. They didn't smile. They didn't pretend. They spoke slowly, deliberately. And then one of them leaned forward, eyes sharp like a blade. "You've proven yourself," he said. "You've learned how the game is played. But understand, if you sit at this table, you don't leave. From this day on, you serve us as much as we serve you." The room fell silent. I realized then I hadn't beaten the system. I had only climbed high enough to see the ones who truly controlled it. And they weren't asking for my money. They were asking for my soul. That night, staring into their cold, calculating eyes, I understood the ugliest truth of all. Power isn't bought. It's rented. And sooner or later, the owners come to collect.